Sports Rapp. I'm your host, Mark Johnson. With me tonight, two people from Special Olympics. To my right, Thad Houk, and to my left, Dianne Dubach. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
How long have each of you been with Special Olympics?
Well, I've been with Special Olympics about 8 years. In this area, oh gosh, it's been in '88 when we moved here.
Mm-hmm.
I started with Oregon Special Olympics, just helping out a little bit, doing volunteering in any way I could help Ruth Cox out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been here since last June. I've been helping with softball. Diane got me talked into starting out with softball. We had a very good time. I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the time that you've been with Special Olympics, what's been your most memorable moment?
Oh.
Pick one.
Oh gosh, there's too many to pick one.
Well, pick a few.
There's.
We're here for a while, so pick a few.
Oh, we have so much fun in all the different sports. There's just too many things to pick out. You just meet so many wonderful people. You can be yourself. All the athletes
The light's on, but
love you just for being yourself and for being there, being their friend. I think the most fun I have is at the dinners and dances when we go to state meets and that.
Okay, how about you?
Well, yeah, like she said, it's just all fun. It's, I don't know. You can keep from laughing, you're lucky. All the time there's something going on.
Yeah.
Just constantly. The dances, the dinners, the people you meet. And it just really is a good time.
Now you say you got talked into coaching softball. What other sports do you coach?
Well, I've been involved with Little League for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I did Pop Warner football for a couple of years. And Rotary basketball. And
Sounds like you keep busy.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
How about you? What all do you coach? What all sports?
With Special Olympics, I coach all the sports.
Okay.
Basketball, bowling, track and field. I did help some with the softball last year. Last year was our first year we had a unified softball team, where it's half Special Olympic athletes and half non-Special Olympic athletes. And it was a lot of fun. They play a heck of a lot better than I do.
About how many athletes are there in the local area?
Right now, we probably have about 60 athletes that have current medicals. I'm sure there's quite a few more in the area, but to be able to participate in the program, you have to have a current medical that goes through the state of Oregon. So there's about 60.
It's a lot. Someone told me that you guys had a meet last weekend down in Salem. How'd that go?
Oh, it was great.
Oh, it's great.
We had so much fun. We took 19 athletes. I had 9 in the bowling, and Thad and Matt Graves coached what you had, 10 of them.
I had 10 in basketball.
Okay.
And we I don't know how many medals we took. We had one fourth
Oh
place
gosh, well you had
and 9
19 medals.
Wow.
Yeah, 19, because we
Yeah.
had 2 events.
Wow.
An individual event and then a team event. And we won a gold in a team event, and then individually we won quite a few gold medals too.
Yeah. I noticed you brought some medals with
Yes.
you. So take a look at those. And
They, for sectional meets, they have different medals than they do for the state meets. The sectionals are just a little bit smaller, but they're basically just like your regular Olympics. You have your gold, your silver, and your bronze.
Right.
These are my son's. Brought some of his from home. And on the state level, you just have a larger medal.
Oh, okay.
And when we have our area meets, unfortunately, they don't get medals. We just have ribbons. And, of course, I have ribbons.
Okay.
We have the usual first, second, and third place. We do have ribbons that go up to 8th place, but we normally try to keep it down to between 4 and 6 athletes that will compete together. And everyone will get either a ribbon or a medal, depending on the type of meet you're at.
Okay. Who are some of the athletes? Give us a little bit of a list of the athletes that participated last weekend in last weekend's meet.
Oh, you want to name off some of your basketball players?
Well, there was Rob Arstad. He won a gold, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Anyhow, there's Rob and Craig Sylvester and Doug Hudson. A lot of people know him as Skipper Doug. Alan Goodwin, Judy Evans, Peter Marquardt. Did I pronounce that right, I hope?
Marquardt,
and Johnny Vito, and Delbert Beeston. Did I miss anybody?
oh gosh, Betty Nod.
Yeah, Betty Nod.
Mm-hmm. And with my bowlers, I had Keith Dankers, Bob Brawand, Shiloh Dubach, Tim Center, Dick Hitchcock, Rachel Budd, Linda Broders, Angie Luttrell, and Sandy Carrico.
So a lot of athletes
Mhm.
that went down there last weekend, and so it was pretty much just basketball and bowling last
Right.
weekend down there. Okay. What's the best part of being involved with Special Olympics for both of you?
Well, it probably sounds selfish, but it's the feeling that the athletes give you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel so good about yourself, about what you're doing, just about what wonderful friends you've made.
Mm-hmm.
Though I wouldn't trade any of my time with Special Olympics for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most wonderful volunteer and job I've ever had.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
Well, it's the same,
Yeah.
like she said, and just being involved. Of course, they need coaching. They need coaches. We need more coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Any help we can get. It's just a great feeling. You know, they need you, and they treat you better than a lot of the other sports you coach.
Yeah.
You know, they just really are good people.
Yeah. When's the next meet for the athletes?
We'll start practicing track and field. I have my list of upcoming events.
Okay.
The week of March 20th, we'll start practicing track and field. And if anyone is interested and we can get a coach, we'd like to start up volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
We've never done that before. And then we'll go ahead and have, we'll have a sectional for the track and field in McMinnville. That'll be on April 24th.
Okay.
And we're also going, we'll start practicing, we'll have an area track and field meet, hopefully the weekend of May 7th.
Okay.
And there's also going to be a Miss Oregon Bowl-a-thon in Gearhart, May 21st. They bowl for pledges, and all of the money is donated to Clatsop and Columbia County.
Mm-hmm.
They did that last year, and I believe they brought in about $1,000 for an hour of
Wow.
bowling.
That's incredible.
And then we go to Eugene, May 22nd and 23rd. They have the Summer Games, which is another state games.
Right. The big
And yeah, oh, that one's a lot of fun.
one. Yeah.
You're so pooped by the end of that weekend, it's unbelievable. But you've never had so much fun.
Okay.
Then we move in the week of June 19th, 20th. We'll start softball practice. And July 10th, there'll be a sectional softball meet in Tillamook. And then they'll have the state softball in Estacada, August 21st and 22nd.
Okay.
And then back to bowling. We'll start team bowling. September 11th is when practice will begin on that. And on September 18th, our sister group from Clatsop, they always have a golf tournament. The Shiloh Inn puts it on. This will be the third year. And they have the golf tournament, an auction, and dinner. And all of the proceeds from that go to Special Olympics. Last year, they brought in, I believe, $5,500.
Excellent.
And the tournament is booked so far in advance. They're trying to get a larger facility so we
Wow.
can accommodate more golfers and more people for the dinner and auction.
Wow, that's great.
And hopefully, we've never had an aquatics program before, but we're hopefully going to start one this year, and we would begin practice on that. It would be in September, because our first sectional meet would be in Seaside for aquatics.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the Fall Classic, which is the state aquatics and team bowling. And last year we had that in Beaverton. I'm pretty sure it'll be there this
right.
year also. And then we start all over again in December with practice for basketball and individual bowling.
Okay, great. Wow, sounds like you guys keep busy year-round.
Very busy.
So
A lot of people think it's just one sport once a year, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's a year-round sporting event for all of our athletes.
Yeah, that's great. Let's see here. What are some of the age groups that you've got?
I
for your
believe
athletes?
right now, I believe our youngest athlete is my son, who is 15,
Mm-hmm.
and our oldest athlete is 48.
Wow.
Any Special Olympic athlete can begin participating in the area games and state games as of 8 years of age,
Mhm.
and there's no top limit. You know, as old as they can participate, they're allowed to.
Yeah. They say your son is involved. Thad, do you have anybody?
No, I haven't been involved. I just,
How did you become involved?
Dianne, well, I was coaching Dianne's other son, Little League,
Mhm.
and she just asked me if I'd like to try Special Olympics, and so I did, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So.
He's hooked.
Yeah.
That's good. Now you mentioned some fundraisers. What's the next fundraiser coming up?
Well, right now there's a fundraiser going on. It's pretty much the largest one of the year, and it's telephone solicitation,
Mhm.
which is going on right now. It's been going on for about a month, and they'll continue calling everyone in Columbia County, probably go for another month to 6 weeks. And well, they just ask anybody if they would like to sponsor an athlete. You send in any donations to First Interstate Bank,
Mhm.
and all of that money that they do collect, we send on to the state office in Portland. And that money is set aside for our county, and when we request funding for different practices or equipment going to the different games, we just request it from state, and they send the money to us.
Great. I don't know. That's about all I've got right now. We're live right now, folks. If you want to call in, and if you've got any questions for Dianne or Thad, call in, and or if you'd like to maybe call in and sign up as a coach. It's like Thad said, they're always looking for coaches and people to help out. If you want to call in and show your support for Special Olympics and become a coach, or participate in any way, call in. Or if, like I say, if you've got a question about Special Olympics that you'd like to ask, call in and we'll get that question on the air.
We do
else?
have one more fundraiser going on right now. Jude Graves is taking care of our local fundraising, and she's gotten in with Red Apple, where they have the 1%, I guess it's a refund from any of your receipts. So if anyone has any Red Apple receipts, save them, and they can either call me or Jude Graves, and we'd be more than happy to come pick them up or give them our addresses so they can mail them to us. We do have to turn the receipts in every month, and then they do forward a check to my boss, Spencer Barker, in Astoria, and that money's deposited right into our account. So our athletes they'll get to use all of that money.
Yeah. Now, you say you've got about 60 athletes right now. How many do you generally take to each meet?
I think the maximum we've taken is about 25. The state gives us slots. So we have so many athletes throughout the state. They take a percentage of how many athletes you have and give you that many slots. And I can always fill all of our slots and probably quite a few more.
Yes, most of the athletes, they do all sports if they can. And there's some pretty good athletes there that are pretty good ball players and track and field and whatever.
We have some real good basketball players.
Yes.
They were real good. And bowlers. That Bob Browand, he did fantastic. And Dick Hitchcock. He was, I believe Dick was the only one that took a gold medal in bowling this year. That was wonderful.
That's great. So, well, what would you like to see for the future of Special Olympics? What would you like to see happen and help?
Well, we can
change?
always use more money, more equipment.
Right.
You know, since this is funded basically from the private sector, you know, the state doesn't kick in a whole lot, and so anything we can get helps.
Yeah.
You know, like we need equipment, all kinds of equipment, good equipment.
Right.
We'll need softball gear here pretty soon.
Right.
Things like that.
Yeah. Does the state help out at all? Do they help out a little bit, or are they?
If I need equipment and I can't get anyone to donate equipment, I am usually allotted a little bit of money to go ahead and purchase new. Or last year for softball, Spencer was able to come up with a few $100s, and we got a few new helmets and new gloves, a couple new balls,
Well, we had
and we had a lot donated.
Women's softball gave us a whole box full of balls, which really helped. Really came in handy.
Yeah. Why doesn't the state do more for Special Olympics?
The state of Oregon, as far as I understand, it's not a federally funded program.
Right.
We do get, a lot of our money comes down from international Olympics. They get their major fundraisers, and then each state gets a portion. And then the states individually will divvy it up among their areas. To the areas that have the most number of athletes will get the most money.
Right.
We probably, between Clatsop and Columbia County now, have about 150 athletes, which is basically a small group.
Yeah.
Because when you get into Multnomah County and that, you've got 500-600 athletes per area.
Right.
And they're going to get a lot more funding than we do. That's why we really depend upon the local people to help support us, be it in-kind donations or money. We can use any kind of donations. If you've got a free hour, you can come help us, even plan something.
Yeah.
Plan a get-together. We like to have different things for the athletes to do in an off time with the sports. We like to get together and play bingo. We've had the Scappoose VFW puts on dinners and bingo dances. We usually have a thing once a month. Ruth Cox is the person that always puts these together. She's gotten a lot of people to take a certain month, and they'll pick an activity, get it all planned, and they just invite everyone.
Yeah. How's the support been from the community for Special Olympics in the last, say, year?
Oh gosh, as far as having coaches and volunteers, not real well.
Yeah.
I've counted on Thad and Matt Graves. That's all I've had the past two sporting events. Bryant Ray and Sandy Kersey have helped out tremendously too. They helped coach last year. Right now they're just taking a break. They'll be back.
We hope.
They will.
Fundraiser-wise, how's it gone in the last year?
We really haven't had much locally.
Yeah.
We've basically relied on the telephone solicitation. We have a lot of folks that will come up and just give me a check.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping with Jude on board, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
She's really gung-ho, and she knows what she wants. She has some great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure she's going to get some good fundraisers going for us this year.
Any idea on what kind of fundraisers we can expect to see?
Oh, I know we're going to have a car wash.
Okay.
Oh, gosh, what else? She wanted to have some raffles,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get different groups to donate, possibly a weekend package.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to get one of the meat companies to donate a meat package to where we can just sell a raffle ticket for $1 or $2,
Right.
and you'll win a great prize.
Okay.
And she's working on that now.
Okay. Alrighty. Anything else you wanna talk about Special Olympics?
Oh, I don't really know.
Think of anything about
Well, we
Okay.
need coaches. I just can't say it enough that we need more coaches. We need more help. You know, and it's a lot of fun, great enjoyment, and it's a lot of personal satisfaction.
Yeah.
It's really, really something.
Now, how can people get a hold of either one of you if they want to come in and become a coach or help out?
They can call me at the Special Olympic number. It's
Okay.
397-2805.
Okay.
My answering machine's on all the time. Most of the time, I'm not around the phone.
Yeah.
I am home after 3 o'clock every afternoon, and I'll return messages as soon as I get them. Give them any information they might need, and we have volunteer forms that we request that they fill out. And I could put them to work in a lot of different areas.
Okay. Let's have you specify a little bit in what areas do you really need the help? I mean, besides coaching.
We need people for our local committee to give us ideas on different things we can do, different ways we can work better with the athletes, come up with places we can practice. A lot of times it's hard to find an appropriate park
Mm-hmm.
where we can get everyone into, easy access. Oh gosh, Jude needs help with the fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
Jess Johnston, who is the teacher at the high school for the special class,
Yeah,
he handles volunteers,
Yeah.
and he could always use some help trying to get someone to help out with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But, okay. Sounds like we've got a phone ringing. Hopefully we'll have a question or a comment coming up here in just
Maybe
a
some
minute.
volunteers.
Well, that would be
That would
great.
be
That would be
nice.
That would
great.
be good. So let's hope that's what it is. Let's hope it's somebody calling in to become a volunteer with Special Olympics. I hope there's a lot of people out there watching that want to become involved. It does sound like a great thing that you can get involved with. And,
Well, it's only an hour or two a week. You know, it's
Yeah.
not a whole lot of time, but it's just an experience of a lifetime.
yeah.
You know, you go into it with no expectations, no championships to win. You just go out to coach,
Yeah, you go out and have some
it's just
fun.
just to have fun.
Yeah. Unlike your high school sports and your college,
Yeah.
where they
Yeah,
out for blood, not to
Yeah,
win, and
it's not blood. It's
no
not blood
guts,
at all.
no glory, all that good stuff. But anyway, well, let's. We're looking at getting the message relayed to me here real soon, but see what that is in just a minute. But I wanna really thank you folks for coming down here tonight and being here and really educating the community a little more about Special Olympics and what you're all about. And you guys are doing a bang-up job. I mean, it's great to see that there's people that care enough to do some of this and really be involved. And here's my message. And caller by the name of John. What's the most special thing about these? Okay, it says the most special thing about these Olympics are the coaches. So that was nice comment from one of our callers, and that's great to hear.
Sounds like one of our athletes.
It could be. It could be. So.
Thank you, John.
But again, I can't stress enough the good that these two are really doing. Plus,
there's a lot of
there's
other
a
people.
lot of other people involved.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't get them all down here tonight, but again, just mentioning their names is.
I definitely want to thank Matt Graves for all his help. He was great at state and at practices, and had a very good time.
Great. Anybody else you want to thank?
Well, I'd like to thank Ruth Cox also. She really helped me out. When I first took over this position, it was very difficult, and she was always there. She's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I have a question, I can just call her, and she'll help me in any way possible.
That's great. Sounds like we've got another call coming in here. Finally, the phones are starting to ring right about the time we're about ready to shut it down for the night. We'll see if we can get a message here in just a second. But it's really neat to see what goes on. I'd like to be able to get out there and see what happens at some of
We'll
these
get you
meetings.
out.
Well, come on out.
Get me
Come
out
on
there,
out.
yeah.
You bet. We'll let you know when the first track and field practice is.
Great.
Sure.
It's always on a Saturday, and
Okay, this is from Jim.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, well, great.
There's some super great people.
Okay.
I mean, the athletes are just really some neat people.
Yeah,
And just to meet them, if you meet them once, you'll come back.
yeah.
Mhm.
You get a lot of spectators that come out,
No, not really.
really?
And I wish we could.
Well, hopefully
Yeah,
this
I
will.
wish we would have more.
And there was a caller that called and said, his name is Jim, and wanted to say to Thad that he really appreciates the effort and everything that he's involved with Special Olympics because of not really being tied into the program, but within a team or something, that he's really appreciative of Thad's involvement.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
That's great to hear that. Well, this has been a fun half hour. I think we're getting ready.
Repeat that?
Pardon?
Could you repeat that in case nobody?
Oh, okay. The caller's name was Jim, and he wanted to express to Thad his appreciation for his involvement as a coach, and it's good to hear those kinds of comments. It really is, because it means people are watching, for one, and I like to see that. But it means that the coaches for Special Olympics are getting some good recognition, and hopefully that'll bring out more spectators too. So
More
a lot of-
coaches.
and more coaches.
More coaches.
Let's keep stressing more coaches. We want more coaches to come down there and help out. And I think that's going to wrap it up. Join me next week, same bat time, same bat channel, when my guests, hopefully, tentatively right now, are going to be ex-Portland Trailblazers Kermit Washington and Michael Thompson will hopefully be here. I've talked with Kermit and Michael, and Kermit has informed me that they've got a commercial to shoot next Sunday, but I'll be keeping in touch with him, and if all goes well, Kermit Washington and Michael Thompson will be here next week, and we're going to have some fun. We'll talk a little bit about basketball cards that Kermit Washington has got out, and find out what Michael Thompson's been doing since he retired, and find out what keeps him busy, and maybe even ask him why they decided to settle down in Portland after their playing days are over, and what's so special about this area that makes a lot of the ex-Portland players want to settle down here. So join me next week, and until then, I want to thank Dianne Dubach and Thad Houk for coming on here and being my guests tonight. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
And that's going to put a wrap on this edition of Sports Wrap from our CCTV studios. I'm Mark Johnson. Good night, everybody.